What we are going to be working on today is correctly identifying the rock segment here from rocks being the oldest to the youngest. And we've talked a lot about this in class, and you've had some homework assignments on this, so I want to make sure everyone still has the information to be able to do this from home. So as you can see on the screen at the right we have all of our processes written down: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. There's 9 formations in this rock section. In the middle we have our rock section shown with each formation labeled A through F, and on the left hand side we have our key. The small dots are small green sandstone, the bigger dots are big green sandstone. We have shale, limestone, and basalt. So what we're going to do today is I'll help you go through and label each section as to what came first and what is the oldest. So what we're going to do is look at our cross section, and we have C, A, I, G, D, F, E, H, and B. So what we want to do is the law of superposition states that the oldest rocks are on the bottom and the youngest rocks are on the top. So we're going to say that there hasn't been any overturn here. We're going to look at this first layer. Our first layer is C. We know that C came before our fault line because the fault cuts through already existing rock. So we know C has to come first, so we're going to go ahead and next to first we're going to write formation or deposition of small sandstone. So that was the first thing that occurred. Since we know that this fault cuts through already pre-existing rock, we're going to go to the next level, and we have A, or if we look at our key, limestone. So since this isn't a sedimentary rock, we're going to write formation of limestone next to the second part. As we keep going, our third part is going to be I, or shale. So next to third, we are going to write formation of shale. And as we keep going, we have D is our next layer, and D is basalt. And we know basalt is an igneous rock, so we can write solidification of basalt, because we know it forms from lava. Next we have layer F, which is big sandstone. So next to fifth, we're going to write deposition of big grained sandstone. Now this is where you have to pay attention. If we look at the next layer, which is H, we don't see that fault cutting through it. And since faults only cut through pre-existing rock, we know that G has cut through all these layers we've already talked about, but not H. So G must come before H. So next to 6, what we're going to write is fault formation. A rock wasn't deposited here, formed here, a fault was formed here. On top of our fault, it can get tricky because now we have H, we have B, and this little part here is E. Again, since this is an intrusion, it's intruding or going into H. And for something to go into H, H already has to be formed. So our 7th step is the deposition of small grain sandstone. Now B and E. In order for E to form, B must have formed first for the intrusion to happen. So our next step is B, which is the formation of limestone. And then our final step is our intrusion. or E. So we've gone through and we've gone from the bottom to the top, from oldest to youngest. So we have the deposition of small sandstone, the formation of limestone, the formation of shale, the solidification of basalt, the deposition of big sandstone, the fault formation, the formation or deposition of small sandstone, the formation of limestone, and our intrusion. And that's how you're going to label your rock section.